Hello guys, and welcome back to Strategic Command, World War II World at War, with our first ever PvP against SirTravis. It's March 14th, 1941. In the last episode, we took care of our turn pretty much entirely as Germany and as Italy. Though I did forget to do one thing as Italy here. We have to reinforce the 2nd Italian East African garrison. I don't expect him to go on a massive offensive with a unit that is actually fucking attriting. We could get a lucky attack in here. And I'll try it. We dealt 1 damage. We took no damage. Alright, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. That's exactly what it said we'd do. He has infantry weapons level 1 here. And that's actually a pretty important topic, I guess. As we know his UK units are starting to get infantry weapons level 1. That might be why he took so long to start this attack. He wanted to get an advantage. But I got that advantage for Italy first, so it's fine. But we should expect that the Brits are equivalent to Italian infantry at this point, basically everywhere that we're going to fight. We got lucky that this Rhodesian was not. And this is something to mention over here, by the way, in his ramblings, let's call them, about how forts are completely fucking useless because I ranked up 2 infantry weapon levels over him, plus have infantry warfare. He's in a low supply area and using cores, and I have air power, thus apparently making forts completely useless. While he was talking about that, he observed that I have level 2 infantry weapons for Japan, and he asked me, he's like, wait, you have level 2 infantry weapons? I'm just like, yeah, it's right there. What am I gonna say? I don't know. I mean, you're gonna see the number 2 and figure it out. You're at least gonna guess it. So he is aware, and I think he's starting to understand an importance of infantry weapons way faster than I really understood it. So he has that going on for him. There's also Baghdad, but I still would not have been able to upgrade. His supply is only at 2, and the Indian Corps is just literally bum rushing its way down here. I don't think this is ever going to get to upgrade, but I don't think, it doesn't feel like, okay, so I do think when you start the game, the Brits start out with a corps over here. I think he moved that. He sent it somewhere else, maybe Egypt. And this Indian Corps is alone. So it'll still have an advantage, but it won't be able to take advantage of the sanctions that he put up. I also forgot to move this SE Corps in a little bit, so let's go ahead and do that. And then I think, for sure, everything over here in the west is done. Again, we don't even have any more MPPs for those countries. We do have a lot of focus to do over here in China, in a number of ways. I'm not even sure if he noticed how much we hurt the Wuhan Survivors Army, because he hasn't reinforced it at all. He was only focused on these forts where he only lost a corps, and we can apparently, due to our experience and elite reinforcements, finish off this enemy army without any air support. We gotta try it. And we did it. 6 damage dealt, none taken. We just absolutely destroyed in 2 turns with 0 losses an entire Chinese army. Somewhere where I never thought we'd be getting any kills. All I had to do was send this rather elite and super reinforced army in there. Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Down here, there's actually going to be a bit more of a struggle, so I want to root out the Nanning Corps, because he has anti-air around Kweichow. We don't want to use our air power there. The best place next to go would be the Nanning Corps. So let's try some medium bombing first. He has his interceptors down here now, understandably. We have escorts running, and we dealt 2 damage to his fighters. We took none to any of our planes. And there was no other damage other than that. The Nanning Corps can then be tactical bombed. It's already lost some entrenchment. It's lost so much readiness and morale, but hasn't actually taken any direct damage. However, we've doubled the damage that we are projected to do against it, and that's really the main thing we want to exploit right now. So there's a couple things we could do, actually. Let's move the 11th Regional Army just all the way up here. There you go. Kind of force our way in there. Supply is actually pretty decent up there. We will attack with the Central Expedition Army, dealing 2 damage, taking no damage. Pretty good result for our, well, this is just as elite as this is. But it's doing okay, I guess. Japan does have more research they can do, and I'm trying to think what would be better for them. Realistically, long-range aircraft for their air forces and their carriers. But advanced subs could also be useful, and it's technically cheaper. Very soon, this quote-unquote choice isn't even going to be a choice, because mobility is about to finish, and when that finishes, we could just research both of them. We do have more subs thanks to the DEI, but still, planes are more important overall, especially on those carriers. So I think I'll just go for the long-range aircraft because it's more of a priority for Japan. As much as I want to even these numbers out, subs are not as important for Japan, especially not early on, as carriers are. So we're gonna maintain our focus. Next, let's do a blitz attack with the 11th Regional Army. We dealt no damage, we took no damage. Let's swap in the 34th Army and do a blitz attack. We dealt 2 damage, we took no damage. Okay, well, the no damage on our side is nice. Not entirely doing the predicted damage to the Nanning Corps, but we've weakened it quite a bit. This mountain's just kind of in my way of proceeding any further. Got a kind of weaker unit up here, but hopefully that's not too problematic. Now we got to turn our attention down here. So, let's start with the North Chinese Front Army. 4 damage dealt, none taken. And this could probably be another thing of just like swapping in would do the trick. Let's give that a shot then. Let's swap in the 17th Korean Army. Attack. We dealt 3 damage as promised, took none. Very accurate rolls, generally. Well, not always. I think... let's keep going. Attack with the core. Okay, yeah, there goes the accuracy. We're supposed to deal 2 damage. We only dealt 1. This is down by 8 strength. This is down by 4. We'll have to reinforce those. We've wiped out an entire army in the center. This is really the best I can do right now, but it's Japan. Or China. He can't replace this army and reinforce everything at the same time. We could take this lucky shot again, see what happens. 1 damage dealt, no damage taken. Okay, that wasn't as much as we could do, but while our odds are still pretty decent, you know, we might as well try to harass him so he has to reinforce more stuff so that he feels assaulted on all sides even if he's not, right? And we need to keep swapping things in and out and moving them around here. We're gonna give elite reinforcements to the Peking Defender Corps here before we swap it in for something else. We still have more armies here to get upgraded, but here's what I plan to do right now, okay? The enemy here is very weak. We're talking corps that don't even really have a lot of proper upgrades, and we're really hitting them already pretty hard with this army. So one, I'm moving these corps up as well, right? We get all these armies off. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Gather these 4 around here for an offensive towards Cheng Chao, a separate offensive from behind his entire line of fortifications. Maybe even freeing up more armies to participate as well, because we have 3 more up here that we could free up. For that purpose, for right now, we'll just set this army down in this field here, start building up some entrenchment, get away from its blitz attack. Once it's in prepared attack, it might be able to just attack with no losses, potentially. We'd still... A corps over here is optional to kind of defend Wuhan if we only advance this way and not this way. A corps, at least, would be desirable to defend Wuhan. But we're going to start setting up units for that. The armies are going to convert to the main force here. Remember, corps are going to start playing more of a defensive role now, and then they're going to prepare to fulfill a further defensive role out here. Where are my hexes? Are they just gone? Why does the map look different? Yes, at some point I unhid my grid. It looks much prettier without the grid, but we're playing on a grid. We might as well see the grid, right? I feel like that makes sense. Maybe the grid is already kind of visible like this. I don't know. I'll just leave it the way it is for right now. No messing around. These corps, though, they're going to be force marching their way up north. Not operating. We're not in that much of a rush to get this going. Let's kind of do it in the back where he's less likely to see this activity. While we go through the upgrades, 92 MPPs remaining. We can't do a lot of these upgrades right now. They're just not possible. Let's move our heavy artillery that we embarked like last episode up. We're going to move out of the way here at Sing Sao. Land right at Sing Sao, so we have kind of access to the railroad in case we feel we need it, which we may not. It's kind of debatable. Not even sure where I'm going to put it. I'm probably just going to operate it to where it's going. Because I could either put it down here to kind of support an attack that's going to happen. There just wasn't really a lot of room over here, and that would be kind of long to get there anyway. What is supply like over here? Oh, okay, it's decent even if I move up a hex. But I might also leave it like right around here so it plays a defensive role for some units. Maybe right here would be good, because it could fill a defensive role for one unit while also fulfilling an offensive purpose for a long period of time. This arty is going to be valuable later on, so we might operate that next turn to get it fully into position, but for right now, it's good. Otherwise, we'll move the second air army fighters down. I think I still haven't replaced Okamura, yeah, and there's no way we can afford to do it right now, but I have other things I need to do that are more important, and we already have Suzuki here, and I think he's kind of good enough to give us some buffs over there. I'm going to purchase another garrison, because we're kind of getting to that point, right, where we're going to want another garrison. Because as we advance here, what are we going to need? Garrisons. If we advance here, what do we need? Garrisons. We're going to need more and more and more. So we're going to purchase one right now. 45 MPPs remain. And one thing I'm going to do with it is I'm going to upgrade the 4th garrison at Manchuli with full infantry weapons. Full. As well as the 3rd garrison over here in Yankee. And this one probably needs it too. I just don't have any more MPPs. Not that we definitely need this, and this may just be a waste of, 20, 40 MPPs, maybe later 60. But essentially, the reason I'm doing this is because he's left these units here, and there is always a chance that he decides he is, especially when the elite units spawn here, he might say, well, fuck the West. I can hold the West. And he might decide that he is instead going to try to invade Manchuria to try to make things easier for China, where he's feeling very frustrated. He doesn't really know how this will play out. He doesn't. So he may choose to prioritize this, and I don't know. I can't predict that. This isn't an AI, though. So I have to be ready in case that is what he decides to do. I have to be ready. This is like a requirement. And so anything kind of on the border here, I'm going to try to get some infantry weapons on, because, again, he might do it. If he goes away, well, that's great. That's perfect for Japan. If he attacks, we'll need to do a lot of shifting of forces. Unfortunately, I mistakenly neglected the 1st Kwantung Army's upgrade. So it's so easy to forget something. I really prefer like War in the Pacific's WeGo system, because if you miss something late, it doesn't matter because you haven't technically gone yet. There's something I don't like about I go, you go systems like this. Or just generally, I like when all of your actions play out at the same time, even if it is I go, you go. Because there's so many times where I forget to reinforce a sub, I forget to upgrade a unit, this, and that. Because there's so many things I need to do, there's not enough money, and sometimes I just forget. And there's no built-in, like, notepad, like, right-click unit, hey, remember to upgrade this. It's not a thing. So unfortunately, I forgot to do that, but that's not going to break us or anything. We already have kind of a cluttered frontier that we can't maximize our amount of armies we have. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 armies down here dedicated to this. This is going to have to break into like half eventually once everything else starts opening up. And I imagine it's probably almost just about that point where we end up annexing Indochina proper. After triple checking, I believe that's everything that we're going to do this turn, though I'm sure I've forgotten something somewhere or just not noticed something. But let's go ahead and hit end turn anyway. Germany celebrates Yugoslavia joining the Axis. Yeah, it's a national morale boost. Mao still getting upsetty. Oh, that's it. Communist China's entering the war. Yep, join the Allies. There it is. Communist partisan activity in China. Yeah. There's nothing I could do about that. It's just constant. Yes! Oh, I've been waiting for this. Human torpedoes attack shipping at Gibraltar. 1 damage dealt. Oh, only 1 damage? Well, it's better than nothing. I was hoping it would, like, sink the fucking ship, not do 1 damage, but I'll take 1 damage. That's why I cheered so much. Oh, well, it's fine. Advanced fighters level 2 for Germany. Long-range aircraft level 1. They need that long-range aircraft. Mobility for Japan. That'll be important at some point. It will be. It just will be, but it's not too important yet. Still getting those imports from USSR. We're gonna have to say goodbye to those soon. Look at that income now that we're not paying for Rommel anymore, and it's about to get even bigger. Because we might lose those imports from the USSR, but we're gonna start getting a lot of other stuff from the USSR. But that seems to be like it's gonna be our entire turn. Italy's earning 109. That's their current income. Oh, it's going to go down a little bit. Now we just have to wait for him to get the turn back to us. And we've gotten the turn back from SirTravis. So let's go ahead and see what has happened. It's been, I think, almost like a week in real life. So it's been slowing down a little bit. Let's see. Reinforced. Let's see what Oasis expected. Yep, he's going on the offensive. I had the thought in my head that he might go on the offensive after I did what I did. And I'm so glad he did it. Because now he's not entrenched anymore. Oh, he got really mad that he didn't do any damage there. He got so mad about that. Oh man, dude, he's pushing up completely, dude. Dive attack on my sub. Expected. Oh, then he just ran away. He was so mad about that. He's just running away from Addis Ababa. Okay, reinforcements on the front. Expected. I feel like Iceland might be turning to him. That, or he just sailed something past it. I know he's going to get it eventually if he hasn't already. Damn, he went on full offensive down there. Okay. Or no, Greenland. Yeah, Greenland becomes Konglomerat. Oh, Konglomerat Protectorate. He's still moving Ireland. Moved at 7%. And we've raided. Good raiding. Got a garrison back there. We're starting to spot thanks to intelligence. And what are we loading? You're on an SSD, bro. What the fuck? We got Japanese guy, and a bunch of special forces, and new tactical bombers. Yeah, I knew these were coming. I knew these were coming, but also, I forget, aren't we also supposed to get fighters? Apparently not, because this is that, and these tactical bombers. I could have sworn we got more fighters too, but I guess I'm wrong. Well, that sucks, because I didn't buy fighters because I thought I would be getting more. But it's fine, because he doesn't have a lot of air to begin with. More tactical bombers would be cool, I guess. Oh, guys, it's not snowing. April's here, and it's not snowing. Even though a lot of our units still haven't gotten their upgrades, we're more upgraded than we were, I believe, during my PvE, because I prioritized techs a little bit differently. But it looks like we're going to be declaring war on the USSR this turn, not to mention he's gone ahead and started a gigantic... Like, I poked him and he's coming out. He's decided to put his effort down here, and good thing I sent these additional units, because I don't actually know how well we would do without them. First and foremost, let's use our rockets. Strike London. Yeah, we're doing one every turn, so for whatever reason, I guess that's just the max we can do to London right now. I was kind of hoping it would be more. From what I understand about how rockets worth, it should be more. But that's what we're doing. We can also start striking Portsmouth. A second one to strike London really wouldn't be too bad. Quite frankly, with how much, how little, actually, damage we're dealing. But the only other thing of equal value is, like, Cardiff, and that's too far away. Portsmouth we'll just have to do for now. And then, really nothing else except maybe, like, Bristol and Birmingham come close. So let's just strike Portsmouth. There you go. Also, 1 damage. Still, I'm here expecting more, but this is going to be more MPP damage that he will be taking as his supplies there lower. I like how out of all the submarines that I have over here, he went for the one that I was already returning back to port. We can get it to Brest, but we have a very high risk of running into him if he's has anything around here. But if I go straight south, I think we're more likely to run into him. I don't know, because he does this thing where he feels like he's trying to surround my subs and box them in, judging by what I see during his turn replays and the angles that he comes at me. It's very weird. I think I'll take this risk of just sending it down towards Brest. And what do you know? Okay, wait, where? I was expecting more here, but... St. George's Channel, 2 heavy cruisers. 2 heavy cruisers that, by the way... This one's upgraded, this one's not. This one doesn't have ASW, though. This injured, low supply sub can do 2 damage to. Cruisers are pretty fucking expensive in comparison. Heavy cruisers, 250. Submarines only 200. And he's upgraded his. Mine aren't upgraded, meaning I think it's more expensive for him to reinforce. Yeah, actually, I don't think that takes upgrades into account. It only really matters if we sink it. Also, let me get these fucking things deployed, because they're pissing me off at this point. What am I even supposed to do here? I guess just... Oh, God. They all spawn at Taipei. There's fucking 3 of them. Put that one there. Like, I literally cannot place them all right now. Because I cannot spawn in that many at once. Okay, well, I guess HQ comes first. Special Forces goes there. And then, okay, you can go at Tainan. I guess because you had an overflow. And let's get these tactical bombers deployed as well. Do you guys come upgraded? Decently, not perfectly. I can deploy you somewhere where you can reach the mainland and the fighting more easily, I suppose. So Naha would be pretty good for that. No, you don't have any upgrades at all. I swear to God, it just said that you had upgrades. Maybe that was just the strength I was reading. So we'll have 2 tac bombers and a medium bomber over here. Only 1 fighter to escort them still. Maybe I try to fix that. We'll see. But okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's target the Norfolk. Dealing 2 damage to it and taking none. We do have the Catfish, which I was gonna send up here, but it's pretty capable, generally. But I might also maybe try to use one of these other ones, like the U-73. Yeah. Because the damage we inflict to this, I'm pretty sure is gonna be worth more than any rating that we do right now. So, let's just punish him for having this out. Go ahead, dealt 3 damage, took no damage. I mean, that's working out pretty perfectly. You know his destroyers are going to be rushing over here. He had some over here too. If he's chasing after these subs, I think he's going to end up regretting it. Let's send the Catfish up. And he has the Hood battle cruiser here too. Okay, well, a battle cruiser is worth even more than a heavy cruiser, but he can't even... I don't know, man. A battle... It's worth more, but only a little bit. Not that we have any chance of sinking this at the moment. Why is this here? Why does he just have a pocket of surface ships just here in St. George's Channel? Why? Also, we might end up raiding here just on accident. Yeah, we might. I might just move this guy back a touch just so he's like ready for that. Because, I mean, having the subs out isn't actually like surrounding navally is not good for anything. So just move there so you're more likely to be raiding, I suppose. We're not going to kill any of this. We don't have the forces here to kill any of this, but we could keep the Norfolk more like out of commission for longer. But we could also just injure the Hood as well, and that would definitely be worth more damage. It's hard to say which one's more valuable to me right now, making him panic because he almost loses a heavy cruiser, or I don't know, just dealing a little bit more MPP damage. If anything, I want it to be more likely that he keeps the Hood out here, so let's go for the Norfolk. Dealing 3 damage, and it's so sad that we can't kill this. It is really so sad, because look at it. It's got 2 strength, but we just don't have anything else in range. And if we had air, we'd be fighting him. I'm pretty sure we could actually get through here if we wanted to, but we're still too far away. Our navy's not upgraded anyway, so that's just gonna have to get away. But we dealt a ton of damage there. A ton of damage. That's worth way more than the little bits of raiding we could have done on the Canada-UK line. And we still may do some extra raiding here. And since MPPs are about to finally be better, I'm gonna go ahead and move the Trapper back into Las Palmas to get some upgrades next turn. Because, well, we could benefit from having advanced subs, and with this war about to begin, there's no urgent needs for MPPs anytime excessively soon. I wonder how long these ships of his have been here. Number 1, and number 2, based on their placement, I wonder what they're guarding. Is there a carrier right here? Because this was clearly some sort of guarding formation, right? He may just be blocking off the channel from the outermost point, but he might have carriers right here. They're not escort carriers, so I'm not too worried about them in terms of, like, my subs being attacked or whatever. Now, this sub is... he's gonna pounce on this, certainly. I'm pretty sure about it. But I'm not too concerned. Also, we need to get this Italian destroyer back into like a proper port where it has some good potential to heal. Something with actual supply. So that's going to be La Spezia, I guess. That's going to be where we move that. It's officially back, and he chose not to advance from the Gibraltar. I guess he was just reinforcing. He also hasn't chosen to advance inwards from here, because we would know, because he can't go anywhere else. So we know we're good there. I don't necessarily want to look at our brand new big front in Africa right now, nor do I want to declare war just yet. So we're going to look at Japan for a couple minutes here. Let's go take these medium bombers. My plan here is unchanged. We're going to medium bomb right there. His fighters are not well enough, it seems, to defend his units. There you go. We dealt 1 damage. Readiness and morale is pretty shot. This could be killed so easily at this point. So easily. Let's see. Do we have any research to do with Japan? We do. We could pay for some research. And yeah, because we just finished mobility, this would be the perfect time to start advanced subs. So definitely going to start that. Want to keep that as maxed out as possible. 140 remaining. That could pay for anti-tank weapons, but we're not going to need that in China. Nor are we going to need armored warfare because we're not going to really be making any tanks. At least not until the end of the game. So It's irrelevant right now. Oh, dude, I'm gonna piss him off so much. This army can start fucking up the International Brigade Army. 6 damage dealt, Jesus fucking Christ, and no damage. He's gonna be so pissed off about this, dude. He's gonna... I love talking to him about this game. Cause, like, he'll sound like he's on the verge of giving up, and then after he, like, complains for, like, the whole day, he'll go, God, I love this game. Yo, he's gonna be so fucking mad about this. He didn't even, like, know that this one was gonna die. He was amazed when it died, this army. To this, dude, putting this here was, like, the single smartest thing I ever did. I really should have put the other 12 one right here. We would just be plowing through this without even trying. But chunking is really my most important objective, and that's why I'm trying to keep as many of them over here as possible. But it's so funny with just moving one of these over here can do. I could push across this river right now towards Yichang if I wanted. That's not even my goal. I'm just happening to be able to do it. I've been trying to figure out a place for this artillery, and I think I thought of one. I think probably the best place to put it is not around here where I was thinking. Maybe like right here instead. Because if it's right here, it could help on what is essentially an unintentional offensive, where he's weakest, to make breaking through even easier, while we continue to kind of line up a new defensive front up here. So I think I'm going to do that, yeah. 17 MPPs to operate. Oh! Well, we can't get down there. I'm not entirely sure why. Supply is great over there. That's very strange. Why can't I get down here with operation? We have a rail line that very clearly goes over here. Shouldn't be being, you know, within a distance of something, because we're in a distance to enemies right here. We could deploy right along the front. That's kind of fucking weird. Okay. The next best thing is just going to be just south of Suqiao then. So we're going to go just south of Suqiao, so we can still hit that front, and then what comes next. And defensive units over here. Not that they necessarily need it. We're going to swap the Peking Defender Corps in on the front here. Not sure to where. Let's say to the core. Fill in the weaker points first. Get infantry weapons level 2 here. I'm so tempted to go in for mobility, but out of everybody, for the Japanese, the cores are going to need mobility the less, because my cores are going to be defensive fixtures in the long run. Only armies will need mobility, and they don't need it yet. The Jap Air can get some upgrades, I believe. Only into long-range aircraft, actually. So let's go with elite reinforcements. That would be better overall. The fighters will vastly increase in performance with that. 104 FPs remaining. We've already paid for all of our research. I'll move this core right here to there. And then next turn, it'll be able to swap out with this army. This core will be able to swap out with that army. We're getting all the armies off this front. I'm sure I can redirect one down here. Maybe 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 down here for that push. I think that's what I was thinking anyway. Just to kind of push heavy up there. That's still going to take a little bit more time to set up, but it will work. This other core can just head north a lot, I guess. And then get somewhere where it could swap out with an army. Just kind of free it up. Maybe we could have like 2 armies facing down this way. And just like replace the Indochina one here with a core. I think that's a functional idea. So we're going to just force march it up north as far as he can get. Kind of out of his... He's going to see it flying down there. He's very observant for that kind of stuff, but he won't know where we put it. Anyway, we do have a nice full episode here, so I'm going to have to call it here. But on the next one, we will be declaring war on the USSR, so hope you guys look forward to that. For now, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.